Hey guys, what's up? It's your favorite Kanche. Um, but yeah, obviously this is gonna be sort of a more serious topic or sort of a more um somber look at things, and also sort of a remake of a video that I did um about my last trip to Guatemala. It's about a similar subject, just from the other side. I did a video called "Do Looks Really Matter?" And in that video, I said yes to a point, but they're not everything. And I still think that's true, but I kind of wanted to, I don't know, I guess play devil's advocate. Um, and use my experiences in Guatemala as a base for that. Um, and honestly, guys, I just have to come out and say it. Looks matter, and looks matter, um, more than any of us would like to admit. And by what authority do I say this? Well, because honestly, I'm just sharing my experience, and I'm a disabled man, and I can tell you that as soon as people look at me, most of the time, any romantic feelings they would have had for me, let's say on messages or or online or whatever, completely disappears. You can see it in their face. You can see the micro expressions. I've talked about this a little before, but it like scrunches up. You can see their mouth sort of recede a little bit. Um it's like, I guess you could call it a face of disgust, although I'm not sure exactly what the scientific terms are. But I mean, that's real. If you're disabled of whatever gender, you know what I'm talking about. Um, but what's interesting is that in Guatemala, it actually doesn't matter that much, and it's honestly because I'm what we call canche, or like a blondie. Like, I'm light skinned. I have brownish to dirty blonde hair depending on the lighting. I have green eyes. Um and bros, I'm just gonna be honest, and I don't mean this as a humble brag, not at all, because I'll get to my conclusion later, but like, I get so much more female attention even with being in a wheelchair. Now, I'm also short. I'm only like 5'4" or 5'5", but that's like average height over there, so no one really cares. Um and I'm going to give two examples. The first one is from the first time I was in Guatemala. Now, back then, I was like of a strong man build. I was technically overweight, but I had a ton of muscle on me. I'm not like sort of lean, uh as like I am now. Um but yeah, my family took me to Tikal. In Guatemala is separated not into counties or states or anything like that, but departamentos, departments. Um, and Tikal is in this department called El Petén. We were in El Petén, right? And we stopped at this little town along the way called Santa Ana, and there was a McDonald's there. And we went in, we ordered and stuff like that, and the girl taking my order was this, she was just your regular what appeared to be a mestiza. We call them Latinos over there. Or she was a Latina, bro. And she was dark skinned and stuff like that. And but bro, she started flirting with me, dog. Um, she started telling me all this stuff like, oh, I like your eyes and I've never met anyone like you. Usually the people like you that are in like wheelchairs and stuff can't speak to me like you do. And long story, but I was going through stuff mentally then and physiologically, which that's for another video. But needless to say, I was just kind of like an automaton answering her question. I didn't even realize she was flirting, but my aunt, who was with me at the time, was like, she was being my wingman, basically, like really, really, you know, gassing me up and stuff like that. And she ended up asking for this girl's number, and this girl gave it to me. She gave me her number because of the way that I looked. She approached me. She started flirting with me, guys. Um and I gotta be honest, stuff like that doesn't happen to me. All that I can think of, single digit occasions, maybe counting them on like two or three fingers, where that has happened to me in the United States, guys. The other occasion was during this last time that I went. And it was at a Denny's. It was at a Denny's, guys, in Guatemala City, man. And we went. I ordered. We had our food, but as we're finishing up, the waitress comes again, and keep in mind she hadn't said anything to me previously, but um, she she came and she took my plate, and she asked me like, "Hey, did you enjoy your food?" And I replied, again, this is entirely in Spanish, "Sí, me encantó." Oh, I loved it. And she was like, "Oh, good." But yeah, and you're like, okay, but that's not necessarily flirting. That could be part of her job. The thing is, and yeah, it might have been because my brother was with her girlfriend, but still, she didn't say that to my brother and his girlfriend, only me. And then when she left, my brother and girlfriend was like, "I'm pretty sure that was a subtle flirt. You should ask for her number." And guys, I'm shy, bro. I'm shy. Like, especially at a workplace, I don't feel comfortable doing that. She was nice looking. She actually, um, she had lighter hair than I did, but she looked like her face looked indigenous and stuff like that. She was pretty. She was pretty, but it's like I don't want to be that guy still. And anyway, this just leads me to my point, which is like, bros, I'm literally, when that stuff happens to me in Guatemala, I'm disgusted, because I think about just how superficial we are. And I include myself in that because I'm disgusted with myself sometimes. And I even told my mom, and the Spanish word is, or the Spanish phrase is, a lot stronger, she told me. And I'm like, I know it's a lot stronger because that's the way I feel. I told her, eso me da asco. Like, it sickens me that I'm literally just ignored over here in the US, and then, like, simply because of fault of my birth, something that I couldn't even help, all of a sudden girls pay attention to me. It sickens me, bro, and it just shows you that looks matter more than we would like to admit. They're not everything. Again, I would never say that. I'm not a genetic determinist or anything like that, but I'm it just makes me so sad, man, that we live in that world. I wish we could overcome that side of humanity, but I mean, ultimately we do have bodies, we do have faces, and whether we like it or not, the physical is always an analog to the metaphysical, to the essential parts of us, our souls, unfortunately. Anyway, guys, that's that's just my thoughts. See you.